Hi, I'm Beth Mills from the Psycholodge, and today we're going to talk about how to get the right size bike for you. There's two parts to that process. There's one, a sizing, and two, a fitting. A sizing is just that, making sure you're on the right size frame. I'm 4'11", Jimmy's 6 feet. Obviously, we're not going to be on the same size frame. So we want to make sure you're on the right frame to begin with. A fitting is a much more in-depth process that can take 2 or more hours. It involves several different elements. The first is I will interview Jimmy to find out what kind of aches and pains he has on the bikes, what kind of riding he likes to do, and also if he has any previous injuries that might affect what position we put him in. After we do the interview, we're going to do a strength and flexibility analysis. So again, we can figure out more what's going on with his body to put him in the right position. And then finally, we'll get him on the bike. We'll have him pedaling so that we're doing a dynamic analysis. We'll also take a pre and post video so that he can look at what I see in the video and we can come up together with a plan that might work. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually figure out what seat is best for Jimmy. We want to make sure he's on the right width saddle and also the right shape. There's different shapes that will help a rider feel more comfortable and more supported. What we use to make sure they're on the right width is this tool. It will actually take impressions of his sit bones so that we can make sure that he's not on a saddle that's too narrow, which could actually let him rock off the saddle. Once we decide what seat we're going to use, we're going to actually set his seat height. Some of the tools we're going to use for that is a goniometer, and we're also going to use a plumb bob to make sure his seat is not only the correct height, but also the right fore and aft. Why we do this is so that there isn't any much stress on his knees or his hamstrings. If the seat is too low, he's probably going to feel some pain in the front of his leg. If his seat is too high, he's probably going to feel some pain in behind his leg. One of the biggest mistakes people make, though, is actually shoving the seat forward if they can't reach the handlebar. What that can do is you can see Jimmy, his knee is so far forward now that it's going to create stress on his patella. So what we do is I'm going to have the rider pedal, and then I'm going to have Jimmy stop at the bottom of the pedal stroke so I can take a measurement. So if you want to do that, Jimmy. And then what I'm going to do is make sure that he's in the appropriate height for what's going on with his body. And then to check the fore and aft, I'm going to make sure that his knee is not too far forward. We're going to stop him in the front, and we're going to drop the plumb bob from the knee. And these tools will help, again, get him in the right position. Next, after we establish the seat height and pedal relationship, we're going to work on the front end. We want to make sure the bar is not too low, too long of a reach for him, or actually if the handlebars are too wide. This is not Jimmy's bike, and you can see the handlebars are a little wide for him. Why this is so important is it can create stress on his neck and shoulders. After we've established the front end, we want to again look at him from the side and the front as well as the rear. We're going to look at his arch and his forefoot support, making sure that his knees are tracking correctly. We have tools such as different levels of arch support as well as shimming to help in those areas. So again, we're always going to check back with the rider, in this case Jimmy, to make sure that we've addressed all his issues and that he's comfortable. We also, very important, want to follow up with him to make sure after 2 weeks of riding after this new fit that he's still comfortable and nothing else has come up to irritate him. That's it for today. Thanks for watching and ride safe.